What if the world's most powerful military doesn't win? Sounds impossible, right? But some analysts, including voices like Professor Jiang, argue that in a conflict with Iran, even a superpower like the United States could face serious challenges, not because it's weaker, but because the battlefield is different. So here's the real question. Could the U.S. actually struggle in a war with Iran? And if yes, what would that war even look like? Let's break it down step by step. In our previous videos, we discussed rising tensions in the Middle East, the role of oil, and how regional conflicts are becoming more complex. We talked about how modern wars are no longer just about tanks and jets. They're about strategy, geography, alliances, and long-term pressure. Today, we go deeper into one specific scenario, a potential conflict between the United States and Iran. Let's address the obvious question first. Is the United States stronger than Iran? Yes, on paper. The U.S. has advanced technology, global military bases, and unmatched air power. But here's where it gets interesting. Modern conflicts are not always decided by raw strength. They are decided by where and how the war is fought. And that changes everything. Iran's geography is one of its biggest advantages. It has mountains, deserts, and a large, complex terrain that makes ground operations extremely difficult. Unlike open battlefields, this kind of terrain slows down even the most advanced military. History has shown us something important. Powerful armies can struggle in unfamiliar and difficult environments. So the real question becomes, can advanced technology overcome geography? The answer is not always. This is where the concept of asymmetric warfare comes in. Instead of fighting a traditional war, a country may use unconventional strategies. These can include indirect tactics, regional influence, strategic pressure points. Iran is often described by analysts as focusing on such approaches. This means the conflict may not be a direct confrontation, but a broader, more complex situation across multiple areas. Now here's where things get more serious. A conflict between the U.S. and Iran may not stay limited to just two countries. It could involve multiple regions and actors, including areas like Middle East. This creates uncertainty. Because once a conflict spreads, controlling escalation becomes much harder. So the key question is, can such a conflict remain limited? History suggests that's very difficult. Let's zoom out. A conflict of this scale would not just affect one region, it could impact global markets, energy supply, international relations. For example, oil routes and supply chains could face disruption, and that could have ripple effects across the world. So the stakes are not just military, they're global. So what does the so-called Professor Jiang perspective suggest? It highlights one key idea. Winning a war is not just about strength, it's about strategy, endurance, and environment. According to this viewpoint, a stronger military can face unexpected challenges. A regional power can leverage its position effectively. Long conflicts can shift outcomes over time. This doesn't mean one side will definitely lose, but it does mean the outcome may not be simple or predictable. If tensions rise, here are the key indicators to watch: military movements, diplomatic efforts, regional stability, global economic signals. These factors will shape how any situation develops. So could the United States lose a war with Iran? The better question might be, what does winning even mean in modern conflict? Because today's wars are not always about clear victories. They're about long-term outcomes. And that's what makes this situation so complex. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think a conflict like this would stay limited? Or could it turn into something much bigger? Drop your opinion in the comments below. And if you want deep, clear analysis on global conflicts and power shifts, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.